Now you are ready to get rid of diabetes, to get rid of cancer, to get rid of arthritis. Any health disorder now is weak, because you're taking away all the things that are making it happy, and it's ready to leave. And the natural process that the Most High put in us is ready to take over and say, yes, we just won the war. And you're getting in balance with your diet, what it takes to make it happen. So the next thing that's in here beside the CACT that you're doing all this cleansing with is something called Truman's fiber with bentonite clay. That's a very special fiber because it's loaded with nutrition, and it's a sponge that it's a powder. It's a powder, and you take a tablespoon or a teaspoon of it. Start with a teaspoon. Always start with a little bit. Increase it until you're comfortable with what it is and what you're working. It's not a good idea to go in and take a great big bunch of something. Let's find out how it works in your body. So we start with a teaspoon, then work our way up to a tablespoon or 2 tablespoons, whatever it takes of this fiber powder that you put in some juice and you're drinking down quickly, and 8 ounces or 12 ounces of water or juice diluted with water, and you're getting it down. Then you're looking at the bowel movements, and where you using the CACT to clean you out, you using the fiber to thicken up the bowel movements and create consistency, no griping, not too much liquid, and that fiber powder is absorbing toxins to it. It's imparting super green foods and minerals as it's going through your body, being like a sponge and soothing and taking things that don't belong there out of the body. It's like a broom. It's like cleaning house. Now, the other part of that fiber is bentonite clay. Bentonite clay acts like a magnet, and it pulls the toxins to it and takes them out of the body. So now you got a magnet, you got a sponge, you got all the nutrients and all this detoxification and a very soothing system going through the bowel, the liver, soothing and nourishing. Wow, all of a sudden the body is saying, how could I possibly have acidosis? So that's what's in that the cleansing program with bentonite clay. Now, if you don't have constipation, your bowel movements are fairly regular, you're having 2 or 3 a day, you clean out real good, that's it, and it's no problem, and it breaks up in a cloud, then you don't need the CAC number 4110 herbal tea. If you're going to do this detox, then you would use the number 1078 colon and liver cleansing liquid. The 1078 liquid is more gentle and also very cleansing and detoxifying. And that's the system. That's how it works. Let's get back to acidosis. And because the next thing is acidosis. People who have acidosis have a high risk of breast and all cancer. So there's a breast and all cancer report. And you get into that breast and all cancer report, and the first thing in it is the Make Lifestyle Changes diet. And then it talks about the acid alkaline food chart. And it talks about your teeth, making sure that you take care of your teeth so you don't have teeth infections while you're trying to heal cancer. Because you've got to take care of everything, because those teeth, if they're infected and you've got dental problems, they're poisoning the body. You got to take care of them and get rid of the acidosis and get rid of the acidosis and help to set the stage to get rid of the cancer. And it goes on to tell you how. So Um, Cancer is increasing acidity in the extracellular fluids, and acidosis is increasing the acidity in the intracellular fluids. So it's increasing acidity everywhere. It's causing the birth of malignant cells, and this is the stage is the stage of cancer called initiation. This is the first stage of cancer, how it happens. The further consumption of many acidic foods, receiving high levels of radiation and chemical and drug treatment. This stage is called cancer promotion. You're promoting cancer with the consumption, the continued consumption of acid foods and receiving high levels of radiation and chemical and drug treatment. There are two types of acid and alkaline foods. One is called acid, the other alkaline, which means how much acid or how much alkaline the foods contain. The other is acid or alkaline forming foods, which means the acid or alkaline forming ability of foods to affect the body, or to say differently, the pH condition foods cause in the body after being digested. This is the one that will be the focus of changing the body's pH. Neutral pH is 7. So a pH above 7 is alkaline, and below 7 is acid. The pH of blood is 7.4, which means that the blood is slightly alkaline at 7.4. The alkalinity has to be kept almost constant. Even minor variations are dangerous. That's how delicate that acid-alkaline balance is. Any minor variations are dangerous. If the blood lowers to a pH level of 6.95, barely over the line of 7, a coma and death results. I'd say that's pretty sensitive. I'll say that again. Just that teeny tiny margin of if the blood is 6.9, it's barely over the line, and a coma and death results. And if the concentration in the blood changes from 7.4, where it really wants to be, and if it goes to 7.7, tetanic convulsions occur. Although only a blood test can reveal the blood pH, it is possible to monitor the pH of the body with a simple home test kit of litmus or nitrazine paper. Testing saliva and urine daily, an average, for 3 days should reveal a pH of between 6.8 and 7.1. Some variation will occur depending on recent type of food and drink intake. Different body pH values are stomach at 1.5 and urine equals 7.0. Stomach juice, and so we're talking about pH values. Our stomach juice equals 1.5, urine equals 7.0, saliva equals 7.1, and blood equals 7.4. That is what it wants to be constantly. And if not, you don't feel well. And then you're sick, and then you die. So the acid alkaline food chart is here in this acidosis report. The Make Lifestyle Changes report is included at the bottom here. And natural remedies are betaine HCl. Now, that's a contradiction in terms, really, because now we're talking about what it takes to balance the hydrochloric acid in your body is that 95% of all people are deficient in hydrochloric acid. They don't have enough to digest and break down the food, and they don't have enough pepsin to digest it and break and send it on its way. So 95% of everybody needs to take 1 betaine HCl at 650 milligrams, and it also includes 150 milligrams of pepsin. Now you're getting the correct digestive acid, the correct digestion enzymes with pepsin. Now you're breaking down and digesting perfectly when you take 1 tablet with food every meal. That's 3 times a day. If you come down with indigestion and you have horrible indigestion and acid reflux, and then you take 2 of these tablets and 8 ounces of water, or 12, and in 5 minutes, no more indigestion. And taking 1 with every meal causes you now to digest everything. But if you happen to do the wrong thing and ate a couple of pounds of French fries and had indigestion, and you shouldn't have done that. Anyway, then you take that 2 tablets of hydrochloric acid, HCl, and you take that, 2 of them with a large glass of water, and no more indigestion. So that's very important to know about when you have acidosis and acid reflux. There's also an herbal formula called number 1198, gas acid stomach formula, that has peppermint leaf, catnip leaf, peppermint to cool the stomach, catnip to relax the stomach, fennel to get rid of gas, lobelia as a sedative, and cayenne root to stimulate them all to do their job and open things up and get it done. And that's number 1198, gas acid stomach herbal drops. And there's a link to that in that report. Finally, if we have a serious stomach acid problem, your best friend is slippery elm bark. 1 teaspoon to 1 tablespoon in water, and it could be made into a gruel or a tea, and you can spoon it and eat it like soup. And that's slippery elm powder, and you get a pound of it, and you just take right off the pounder, a teaspoon of that powder or a tablespoon of that slippery elm powder, and put it in some warm water, juice, tea, whatever, stir it up, drink it down. It will soothe a stomach. It will soothe the stomach that has cancer. It will soothe it. It's very healing. It's very nutritive. Slippery elm bark is an interesting bark, because you can take slippery elm bark and it'll soothe any kind of acid indigestion. or if the cancer it's stomach cancer and they're in a lot of pain, it will soothe even stomach cancer. Slippery elm bark powder. And if you know somebody who's in a nursing home, and in that nursing home they got a sore, and it became infected, and they got these bed sores, and they have nothing. Pretty soon that bed sore becomes, and they're laying on the same spot, and it's going clear to the bone. And that's when somebody finally says, I know what to do for that. You get slippery elm bark. You wet it down, preferably with wheat germ oil and mineral water and raw honey. Now you've got an herbal poultice, and you put that on there, and that will regrow tissue. That will kill the bed sore. That will get rid of it. That slippery elm is amazing, and that's one of the recipes. But we were talking about acidosis, but there's another thing that slippery elm bark does. It will get rid of bed sores. And that's it for acidosis. I wanted to go ahead and explain that because we hadn't before. But let's go to the back into the Uber conference room, and let's invite everyone in the Uber conference room to open your microphone and make a suggestion that we talk about something else, and what we might talk about, what topic that you would like for me to address. Just open your microphone by pressing the star key 2 times. I'll look down through here and see if anyone did that, and I don't see an open mic. Wow. Okay. So we have listeners today that you don't have a question, you don't have a topic, and you don't want to open your microphone. That's okay. I'm going to take a short break and drink some more water, and then we'll pick another topic and go for another hour. Because my friend Doc Miles can't make it today, bless his heart. He's got things he's taken care of. He'll tell us what's going on when we catch up to him next time. But right now, he's out and about and not able to come to the broadcast. So I hope, we all always hold Doc Miles up in prayer to prosper and be in good health, even as thy soul prospereth. That's right. And amen. So now amen. And now we are still inviting people. If you have a question or a topic, go ahead and open up your microphone and let us know what you'd like to talk about, what you'd like to hear about. Otherwise, I'm going to drink a little water here for a minute and come back, and we'll take another topic. Okay. Thank you for staying with us while we took a short break. And and I don't hear any particular topics. No one's unmuted their microphone. And you can do that. You can suggest, this is a discussion, not a lecture. So one last chance before I go find another topic, and that would be to press your star key 2 times and unmute your mic. And I see that a mic is open there in area code 214. Please let me know what's on your mind.
Hello.
Uh-oh, I got 2 people now. Wait a minute. I got 2 people. I got one in Arizona and one in Texas. I'm going to take the one in Texas first, and then I'm going to go back to the one in Arizona. So stay with me, Arizona. Let's go back to Texas. Go ahead.
Okay. Hi, Dr. Truman. My name is Minnie, and I'm calling from Texas. And I have a problem with my wrist. I don't know if it's arthritis or carpal tunnel, but it's all in my thumb on my right hand. And it sometimes travel like up in my joints of my arm and elbow. Was there anything you can tell me I can use for that?
All right, let's talk about some remedies that might be helpful. And I'll go ahead and mute this mic. And we're going to talk about pain in the wrist. It's going clear up into the, it's almost like it's an arthritic or rheumatic. So the first thing that I would use would be I would go over and look at a product called Joint Care. I would give that a try because Joint Care, Joint, and I'm over on betterhealthherbs.com, and I'm doing a screen capture and hoping that it's catching both screens and looking at, it's looking at all that stuff. And now, Joint Soother, Joint Care. I'm clicking on Joint Care. And the reason why that this could be helpful, because it's going to clean the blood. It has all kinds of arthritic remedies in it, all kinds of rheumatoid herbs in that formula, and lots of pain relievers. So I would give that a try, and you might want to try 4 to 8 ounces. Reason why, when I used it and I invented that formula, which I get nothing from because I've given it all away, and that's okay, because the people that make it, now the FDA doesn't obstruct me. They so far have left those folks alone now for about 8 months to a year. That's wonderful. It's the longest period of time ever that Health and Herbs have been under severe intimidation and obstruction of operation and so forth, in order for the FDA to work out their plan of running people out of business. That's what they do. That's why there are less herb companies today than there were many years ago. Many of these people were intimidated, threatened, and run and obstructed from making a living until they finally went out of business. And they did that with Health and Herbs. But the 3 ladies that run Health and Herbs, my grandchildren and their friend Lindsay, it's Brittany and Alyssa and Lindsay, and those 3 ladies, well, they just wouldn't give up. Talk about Joan of Arc. Those 3 ladies are Joan of Arc. They took the beating. They took everything. They complied with everything, and they're still manufacturing and they're still complying with an abusive system. And they deserve your applause, and they deserve that you would, if you need an herb or a vitamin or a nutrient, don't run to some health food store that's going to give you a knockoff ingredient that they're just selling. Always call Health and Herbs in Albany, Oregon, and order your herbs and supplements from them. 2 things are going to happen. You're going to get a team of people that are interested in your health, not in the sale of products. Number 2, it's going to be high-tech, all organic, all certified, highly compliant with exactly all the most stringent rules that the FDA could heap upon them, and they comply with all of them. They comply. They comply with what the FDA asks them to do, regardless, and no matter how much they are intimidated. Those people deserve your business. And it's a ministry. They do it as a ministry. So Health and Herbs in Albany, Oregon, that joint care formula, you're not going to find it anywhere else. They're the only one I invented it, and they make it, and no one else makes it. Joint care, try it, and start with 6 to 12 drops. Wait for an hour or two. If you don't feel anything, take it up to 30 to 40 drops. Wait an hour or two. You don't feel anything. Take it on up to 1 teaspoon, and then wait 5 minutes. And if you don't feel that is really working for you to relieve that pain and that aching and that joint care and that wrist problem, then you take it and wait 5 minutes and take another dose. You can take it with raw honey. Not a lot of raw honey, but a half a teaspoon maybe a whole teaspoon if you're not diabetic or have any problem with sugar. And that will just give you the enzymes from the raw honey and make the herbal tincture even stronger. So we do that every 5 minutes for 3 doses. And if you haven't felt anything in 3 doses, and you have diminished pain and suffering from arthritis, no one's ever gone to a 4th dose. The 3rd dose always, it was the worst case scenario. So and 4 ounces of that should let you know if it's working or not working. If it's working, then order another bottle and order a larger size, because you can order in larger sizes and get discounts. And that's how nice these 3 ladies are. You get a big bottle of something, they give you a big discount. Get a small bottle, well, they got to rebottle it down, and they got to charge you the normal rate. But they always ask you if you want a discount, because they help people. And they normally give everybody a 15% discount. And you could ask them for it if you need it. Otherwise, I'd give it to them because they deserve it. But anyway, that's the 3 ladies there at 541-791-8400. 541-791-8400. BetterHealthHerbs.com. Product number 1043, joint care. That is the answer to that question. And then we'll go from there. If that didn't do it, let me know. Let's go down to Phoenix and find out what's going on in Phoenix, okay? I'm on my way. And there's Phoenix right there. And I have unmuted your microphone. So, in Phoenix, go ahead.
Oh, hi, 1 second. I'm going to step outside. I'm sorry.
Sure.
So my question is, the first one is for me personally. Since I was young, I've gotten more forgetful, and it's to the point where if I don't write something down, I'm not going to get it done.
Yes.
And I've talked to the doctor about it, and I've been on a couple different medications, and I don't really take medication. My husband's getting me into health awareness and all that, and so it's really new. So I'd just like to know, what is something mild that I could possibly take for memory? And even because it's a combination, it's memory. It's I have a very hard time focusing. At work, I have to put earplugs in to kind of just be in tune with my inner self and just hear my heart and my, just kind of calm my thoughts down. Things that I'm thinking about, just kind of write it down. This doesn't need to be dealt with right now. And I have to categorize a lot of things in my life. And so, what is something that would be for memory or focus, and also vision, because I have a hard time. My eyesight has gotten a whole lot worse since I first started wearing glasses in kindergarten, my eyesight within the last 2 years has gone 1,000 times. Well, I want to say like I used to have pretty decent vision, and now it's much worse.
Okay. So what we're talking
Sorry, I
about?
know it was a mouthful.
No, that's good. That's good. No, that's very good. So now we're talking about the first thing, and so let's take a look at something that Brittany over there at Health and Herbs and the two girls, Alyssa and Lindsay, they put together this brain fog, forgetful kit where they put some things together because they get that a lot. I mean, what you're going through
Okay.
is unfortunately what you're going through is normal. So if anybody says you're abnormal, they're not normal. Okay, but you understand what I'm saying. So I'm over here on BetterHealthHerbs.com, and I'm clicking on number 4415. I put that up in the search engine, and now I'm looking at what's in that brain power kit and why it's going to help to increase your memory and help to get rid of the fog. And so the first thing that's in the kit is and everything's organic. Everything from these three ladies is the best. It's certified. They can give you certificates of analysis, and I mean, these people have been through the mill, and they really run a tight ship. So everything is the best, and you're getting the real deal. And the first herb in this formula in this kit is sage leaf. The reason it's called sage leaf is all the sages would use this herb to help them to be smart and to be bright. And then rosemary is another herb, and the rosemary oil too. You can rub a little underneath your nose, and it wakes up the memory. Rosemary as an herb internally, and as an oil, just a little dab under the nose there, and you're smelling rosemary. It also causes hair growth. Rosemary is good for hair growth too, but it's in there. And ginkgo leaf, because ginkgo leaf is in this formulation because the ginkgo brings oxygen to all the tissues, including the brain. Chlorella.
That's very good.
Yeah, and chlorella is in there because it brings nutrients even to the brain. Butcher's broom is used for circulation, often used for circulation when there's varicose veins, because it just starts opening up the circulation. And then there's balm leaf.
Can you say that last one again?
Butcher's broom root. Butcher's broom root. And that increases circulation. And these are all together in one formula. And the lemon balm is in there because it also gets it stops a viral breakout. Lemon balm will help to slow down or stop herpes breakouts or viral breakouts, which then bring you into depression. So it fights depression. And then there's cat's claw in there. And that's one formula. That's just one thing in this kit. And that is one formula. You would put, maybe 3 drops under your tongue, and you'd wait about 10 or 15 minutes. If you didn't feel anything, no reaction, you could put another 15 drops under your tongue. And if you still didn't feel anything in another 30 minutes, then you could go ahead and get a normal dose, which is 30 to 40 drops under the tongue 3 times a day. So that's one thing that's going to open up the circulation and nourish the brain and wake things up. So let's look at the other thing that's in this kit. It's called, what is it called? Brain Power Kit. Is that what it was? Brain Power Kit. Brain fog and forgetful. That's what it's about. Now let's go and take a look at the next thing that's in that kit. Is number 1608. Number 1608 is an herb that's from a seed. It's mucuna seed extract. That increases the memory and wakes up the brain. And so we've got that, and that's all by itself. And we're taking that 6 drops to start with, 15 minutes, no problem. Wait for another, then go for another 30 minutes. Wait for 15 minutes. There's no problem. Take 15 drops. Wait another 30 minutes. You have no problem at all. See, what we're doing here is taking care of everybody. It's that person that takes it that is sensitive. We're looking at, we're making sure we don't offend or harm or make anyone uncomfortable. So we walk our way into it. Then finally the dosage is 30 to 40 drops 3 times a day of the mucuna seed. And that should make it's kind of like going from a 20-watt light bulb to a 40-watt light bulb to a 75-watt light bulb. We're on our way to a 100-watt light bulb. And now we're using a product called Brain Flex. Brain Flex is my favorite. It's what helps me at the age of 76 to keep remembering and keep going and remembering just about everything I want to. It's called Brain Flex, and it comes in tablets, and you take 1 a day. Okay, so that's, and if we open that up in a new tab, let's open it up and see what's in the Brain Flex. What is doing all the things that's keeping me going? Okay, we're opening up, and where is it? There it is, right there. What's in it is a unique formulation that I used to have to take individually, but it's a unique formulation that increases the memory. And while I'm waiting for that to come up, and it's coming up in just a second, I'm grabbing another drink of water.
Okay.
Okay, now it can't find number 2224. Okay, if that's the case, it's not bringing up. It might be that it's out of stock at the moment, but that's already in the kit, and I can't tell you all the things that are in it because I can't bring it up. But I'm going back to the Brain Power Kit, and here's one other thing that's in that kit is a memory support. And what makes it different, it has Gotu Kola. Gotu Kola clears the mind. It has more rosemary, and rosemary is great because it's clearing the mind too and increasing the memory. And borage leaf clears the mind and increases the memory. And that's what folklore and all the historical and traditional information tells us. That's what borage does, borage leaf. Then Eleutherococcus setocosa is also called eleuthero root or Siberian ginseng. That increases mental stamina. And it was a big uproar decades ago when the Russians were accused of using this eleuthero root to increase their stamina to win the Olympics. And they confessed, yes, it was Siberian ginseng.
Okay.
And it's not really a ginseng, but it fights fatigue. Then there's bacopa root that will also increase memory. And mental fatigue will help to alleviate mental fatigue, so you can concentrate longer. Valerian root is in there because it's a sedative to cool things down where you don't have a 150-watt light bulb going all the time. You have a very sedative, sedate scenario where you're in charge, but everything's bright, everything's illuminated. And the last thing that's in this kit, in that formula, that is a memory stimulant, the memory stimulant last ingredient is white Korean ginseng root. That really gives you power. So now all of those things together in one kit and taken like we suggested, that is going to increase the memory and mental stamina. And that's the system of it. Okay, any other question?
Thank you. And I get this kit at, where is it? BetterHerbs.com.
BetterHealthHerbs.com. The first word is better, BETTER. The second word is health, HEALTH. The last word is herbs, HERBS. So it's betterhealthherbs.com is the website. When you go on the website, you can also get the telephone number on every page, and you can call them up and talk to them on the telephone. You're going to find out that they're the nicest people in the world, and they will help you make sure you're getting results, and they care about you, and they remember, and they keep a record of everything you're doing, everything you're taking, and they can look back and make sure you're getting results. That's why you go to betterhealthherbs.com, which is health and herbs in Albany, Oregon. 541-791-8400. That's 541-791-8400. And then if you want me to be your coach, I can be your coach. I do that. Call me on the telephone, and we'll talk about me being your coach. Call me, 503-362-5899. 503-362-5899. I will coach you back to better health no matter what you're going through, and I will do it with a lot of personal, hands-on chatting with you, talking with you, working with you until you are well. 503-362-5899. Is there any other questions, sister?
I have one more.
Sure.
If you don't mind.
I don't mind.
It's about my brother's wife. My sister-in-law, her mother, has cancer. My sister-in-law has lupus. Her health is a whole lot better than it was. But my question is, for the grandmother, she's doing chemotherapy right now. I hope I'm saying that right.
Yes, sure.
She's taking the treatments to fight cancer.
Right.
And so I want to know, because she's all open for an alternative route, because it's killed all the cells in her body.
Yes.
The cancer cells, and now she's lost everything, like facial hair, and she's weakness, and she has fatigue. What is something that can reboost healthy cells, that can give her back life and keep those bad cells or bad germs out of her?
I have a complete system, and it takes a lot of hands-on me explaining and coaching and working with her, and that's what I do, is being your coach. I would be her coach. Okay. If she calls me on 503-362-5899, I will explain everything to her and how we're going to go about it, and we'll work it all out, and I create a wellness plan that is individually specific for each person. Okay. And then I will coach her from the time that she calls me till the time that she's well, and all I ask is a donation to my ministry, and it is of whatever size you can afford. If you can afford $100 one time, I'm not asking for it over and over and over. Not every time you call me, not every time you see me. One time, $100 is what I ask for so that I can set all this up and do everything and coach her and create the plan and lay it all out for her, then make sure she understands it. And when she gets what she needs, she calls me on the telephone and we go over everything, and I continue to coach her day after day until all of a sudden she says, I'm well. I don't have cancer. I don't have diabetes. I don't have fibroid tumors. I don't have whatever it was I came with. And I'm praising the Most High because that's who did the healing. All Truman did was point me to the nutritional products that were specific for my needs, because he did the research that pointed to which natural remedies that it was. It's intense research, and I will do it, and I do it as a ministry. $100 one time, I'll take anything on. I will comfort you no matter what happens, and I'll comfort you until you're well. And that's what I do. And if she calls me, I will be her coach. I will be your coach. Just call me, 503-362-5899. Okay?
All right, definitely. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you.
All right. Bless you. Bless you. Bless you. All praises to the Most High. That was a wonderful chat. You know, that's why I love doing this work. And then people come back to me and they say, you know, you gave me remedies for my kids with asthma, and they don't have asthma anymore. And they say, you know how happy I am? And the kid is happy too. But really, I'm happy because you have any idea what moms go through with children that are ill? It's not a pretty picture. And they need help, and they don't know who to. You can't turn to a medical doctor because that's the get you sick, keep you sick, and drug you to death system. But you can come to an herbalist, and it's to get you well and become a friend and tell your friends that you got well. That's what kind of system this is, and it works. And we do it every day, and we do it all day, and we do it for 56 years. So. That's my 2 cents on. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.